No one. Hi.
Hi, Dono.
Players. Hi, guys.
Hi, sorry, I was chewing.
Mm-hmm. Yay!
Welcome to the club.
Are you doing the name? I have a weird personal question. Are you doing your name change? I never asked that. Or are you keeping
probably,
your last
yeah.
name? Okay. Well, so you have to go through like all that bullshit. So good luck with that.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Hey,
now it
Dippy,
is.
can we turn the background ambiance down just a tad?
Yeah.
Just a tit.
Just
Like that?
that's a very variable size there, Dono.
Yeah, I know, but like,
I mean,
I'm
Exactly.
also kind of wondering what like because Dippy's just got his own reference. So you know.
I love Dono. If you don't move, it looks like you and Sundial are sharing hair.
Yeah.
Great.
I've really.
Yeah. Gooey. So,
By
turns
the
out
way,
my
I
microphone
figured
wasn't
out-
on for that. Welcome back to ANIPOD presents the In-Quy'zz-ition. I'm Dippy, and we're happy to be back today with a new episode of the Trashy Artigans. Not the junkyardigans. That's what it was.
I thought we were the ferryman.
Don't know.
Still
I've just been
okay.
calling.
we
it-
never
I've just been-
landed on a solid name.
I've just been calling y'all the junkyardigans in the YouTube descriptions. Y'all.
That's why the tattoo doesn't have any words on it.
Exactly. Yeah. So, we're so excited to be back today with a new episode for you. But before we get too deep into it, first things first, we got some some sponsors and partners to thank and shout out. So first of all, we'd want to thank tabletopaudio.com. Tabletopaudio.com, your #1 source of background music, sound effects, and ambiance for your tabletop games, both online and in person. They have dozens of genres of background tracks for you to choose from. They have a non-obligatory Patreon that unlocks longer versions of those tracks. They have merch. They have smart device compatibility, so you can ask your Siri or your Google or your whatever to link up to tabletop audio for you, make it a hands-free experience in person. And so many more fun things like that that you can use entirely for free and for your streaming service, your streaming games. If you just give them a shout, and that's exactly what we're doing here. Thank you, Tabletop Audio, for being the music to our ears. I'm so sorry. I have laryngitis, so I'm gonna be coughing a little bit this episode, but it's fine because it'll go away in a couple of days. So, did we have any other personal shout-outs or sponsors before the spiel and the game?
I don't know.
No, it looks
Just-
like.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Oh yeah,
Right.
100%. We need to do the whole updated photos.
That's gonna be on you, Donna. You have the Twitch stuff.
I need to find everything. Actually, I just need to get into our email.
I was about to say, I think I might have the pride file.
Yeah.
still
It's fine. We'll
saved.
figure that out after stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't worry. Yeah. right.
So, other than that, the
Okay.
spiel, which I need to pull up because I forgot to because I'm a dummy.
You're not dumb.
Don't talk about my friend like that.
No, exactly.
In the hands of food god,
Be kinder
return once again.
yourself.
So, give us a follow if you like what you see. Give us a subscription if you're feeling generous. A Prime subscription gives us the money and you the ad-free experience at no cost to you with an Amazon Prime account. Give us a subscription on the YouTube channel to keep up with the VODs of all of our shows, past, present, and future. Follow the link tree in the description of both the VOD and the YouTube video to see all of our other fun stuff like the Instagram to see updates when we go live, memes made by Dono, and clips edited by Brett. Whenever we get back into doing those things. Go check out the merch store to have a small piece of our channel with you. The new merch is still very fun, and I still enjoy it quite a bit. And the fan Discord server where you can chat with us and all of your fellow ANIPOD fans anytime, even in the waking hours of the night. Ooh, my voice is going to be able to do some fun stuff for this episode because I'm sick. As always, we appreciate anything you do to support the channel and support what we do here, but do what you can, not what you feel like you have to. Your financial security and responsibility is more important to us than our entertainment of you. So, there are plenty of things you can do without taking money out of your pocket. Following on Twitch and subscribing on YouTube will always give you our core content for free. Period. All of the base shows will always be free, no matter what. Interact in the comments on YouTube and in the chat on Twitch to increase those analytics and get to know your fellow ANIPOD fans and get to know us better. And the best thing you can do is share the stream with your friends and your family so that we get more opportunities to do more stuff for more people to do more things. So, thank you for watching and for supporting. And with that, shall we get into a new episode?
Yeah. What happened last time?
It's been a while. First of all, actually, not first of all, second or third of all, welcome back, Donna. We've had a little break from you for a bit. How you feeling, bud?
I'm doing good. Things are good. Things have relaxed. Things have become better.
We killed Sundial 2 sessions ago.
Oh yeah.
Again?
Again.
Yeah.
Did you bring me back? I'm just wondering. Like, you know,
Not this time. You're still a puddle
Not
on
yet.
the boat though.
oh, lovely.
puddle
So
on-
I'm just gonna bleh every few minutes. Just bleh.
Yeah. So
Keeping my bits.
I guess that also is just like a thing for the end. Stick around to the end for the schedule. The upcoming schedule, and for a cool thing that happened over the Texas trip. So, last we left off, you all had found yourselves continuing to travel out of the town of Crayel and towards the city of Portland, which is a landlocked
Which is
city.
landlocked.
Yeah, I was about. I know that
Which
you say
hurts
that
me.
every time.
Every time.
It is landlocked, but there is a major port on the river. So,
No.
So, as we pick up from where we left off last time, you found yourselves traveling when suddenly an ice, a cold, I'll call it a cold storm, because ice wasn't like raining down, but the temperature dropped significantly, and a lot of fog appeared, and the river got torrential. And, Allie wanted to keep warm, and knew of one person that could help them keep warm. So,
I took a long time to get there, alright? I really thought that we'd be okay.
Portland is landlocked. Nerds, how you doing, Brett? Dockland. No, it's Portland.
Portland's landlocked and I'm still upset about it.
Either way.
Hashtag free Portland
Hashtag
2025.
Oh, maybe
Blood
don't put
Portland
that in
2025.
Unlandlocked Portland.
Unlandlocked.
Just burrow an entire channel from Portland to the nearest ocean.
I bet I know a god that could help me with that.
No, never mind.
Oh, dear.
I don't want her
Oh,
help.
never mind. So, they thought of one person to keep them warm and summoned the new semi-regular slash already familiar face in the party. It's Maverick. And
That guy.
so far not impressed.
What a hell of a guy.
Zog's boat did run into a spot of bother with a ice elemental, and Maverin
Another one?
defeated it basically by themselves.
I did a fuck ton of damage too.
No, you did. But Maverick did like 210 damage in one turn. Like, are you
Do we
really
have
gonna...
another heavy hitter in the party?
Maverick, I will reiterate, as Stealthy reiterated before stream, Maverick was expressly designed to kill the party, and instead the party just annoyed him to death. So, this is the consequences of my actions. Yes, Allie.
I'm building off of a comment in the chat from Brett right now. How many inspiration points would it take to rename Portland into Dockland?
You said you had 11 right now, right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
of
I
them.
do.
All 11.
Take them.
So you end
Why
up
not
in
Lockland?
Dockland.
Why not Lockland?
Great. Now.
Oh,
now that,
wait,
now-
Lockland is better. Okay, wait, can we
Lockland?
do Lockland? Yeah.
Another 11 fucking...
No, not another 11. I'll say, yeah.
I'm
you,
out.
You
No,
caught
I'm
it
out
quick
of it.
enough.
It's
You
okay.
caught it. You
I'll-
caught it quick enough. Lockland. Okay. Well,
I have no more
great. Now
inspiration.
the title of the stream is wrong. It's
No.
fantastic.
Oh,
That just means that the
no.
title of the VOD has to be like Portland Strike Through Lockland.
Yes.
It's
Zog is staring at his nice map, and he like rubs his eyes, and it changes, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Wait,
Yeah.
wait, what?"
Yeah, pretty much. Retroactively, this place has always been known as Lockland.
Amazing.
Are we
all of
still
your
level
memories
10?
Suddenly shift.
I gotta cross
Yes.
all my notes out.
Okay.
You know
Cross
right
off all your
now,
notes.
there's two people in New York City stoned as shit, being like, "I'm telling you, man, I thought it was Portland." Nah, man, that's called a Mandela effect. It's when you.
When the famous Urkish
Why would it be
prisoner-
called Portland? It's not near any
When-
kind, like, it's
when
not
the
around
famous-
Not around
any
water.
water.
The Mandela effect obviously being named after the famous Urkish prisoner Delsim Mandela, who many people thought he died in prison, but he turned out to be all right, I guess.
All right.
Okay.
So you are entering.
Anyway.
So you defeated the Ice Elemental and traveled the rest of the distance to Lockland. And got yourselves a dry dock for the foreseeable future, at least foreseeable as in like the next couple of days or so. As Zog made out a call to their parents to come down and fix it.
Yeah, you guys are being mean to me, so I called my dad.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And they will be here in a couple of days, I think they said.
I thought it was tomorrow. When's Mother's Day? We said that we were celebrating Mother's Day together.
Oh, Mother's Day is tomorrow.
Mother's
so
Day's tomorrow.
This
Yeah,
is
so
the
they'll be there
beginning
tomorrow.
of the 10th. So yeah, they will be here by tomorrow. Which means that you have 2 days, 2 days worth of time in Portland. But the main reason that you were coming down here is to investigate something for Camden's Hall. Reports of a monster tearing up a abandoned factory facility. And that is your goal moving slightly forward. Oh my god. But as for the time being, you have Lockland to look forward to as you wake up on the following morning. Or no. Sorry, you paid for a dry dock, but you still needed... Did we agree that you guys all stayed on the boat last episode for the thing? For accommodations? Or was that something we were going to take care of today?
I don't think we discussed that.
I don't think we discussed
I
it.
don't think we discussed it. Yeah, I think we were just
Are we
trying to get
on
to
the
end of
water?
episode.
No, a dry dock, so the boat's lifted out of the water.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, well.
So you would have been. So you would have to find some sort of accommodations for the.
Yeah,
very
we can't
beginning
sleep
of
on
this.
it. Yeah.
Aw.
Taking a short meander.
So we're gonna meet Exhibit and get our ride pimped out so we can drive across the fucking... Nobody? Okay, never mind.
Meet exhibit. Oh.
Get my ride.
Welcome to Pimp
The
My
land
Boat.
of
Welcome
lots.
to Pimp My Boat.
We about to lift this bitch 12 feet off the ground.
Hey Zog, we heard you don't like people entering your boat, so we put it in a cage.
Got you the top of the line security system.
Top of the line security. All right, now.
His
Hey
name's
Zog, we heard
Jeff,
you
and
worship
he's
the god
fucking
of the
12
sea,
feet.
so we turned your boat into a submarine.
And it's just like a sunken wreckage in the
It's like that way you can really get in that bitch. Okay, what?
So, taking a quick
Got it.
meander, you have a couple of options.
I'm
laid out
doing
to you.
terrible.
You
Listen,
have-
I've been gone for a long time. None of my jokes are gonna stick.
There
today.
is actually a traveler's lodge slash what would basically be a hotel. Oh, excuse me. This is called the Knights Inn. K-N-I-G-H-T-S.
Okay.
Yeah, K-N-I-G-H-T-S in I-N-N.
I can't stay there. I'm not a knight.
And you can see that there's like a big
Now
purple,
turns to you. I
there's-
dub thee.
There's like a big purple sign that is lit by illusory light, like an ever-burning flame, and it has a logo. And I realize I'm just describing a real chain of hotels. Like this is a
Yep.
real.
Yeah, Knights Inn is real.
This is where they got its start. You know. Like it has the little purple logo with the castle with the banner point on the bottom. Like it's great.
They sell little cheeseburgers in a 4-pack, and it's white. It's also a White Castle.
It's a combination Knights Inn and White Castle.
I'm at the Knights Inn.
I'm at the White Castle. I'm at the combination Knights Inn and White Castle.
Right.
Oh my god. I mean, White Castle honestly doesn't even need to be changed for the fantasy list.
No.
So you
It just
find
works.
there's a Knights Inn, which looks more business oriented. It looks like it's designed to hold a lot of people all at once. But then there is the local tavern, which is simply called Miranda's. And like, just, you know, just plain wood, like good old tavern type stuff. There's a bar room at the bottom with plenty of room. So the choice is yours for your accommodations.
All right. Where do you guys want to? Maverick, you're new here. Do you want to stay at somewhere nice or somewhere that's like more like local cuisine?
I mean, hell is also an option, so.
Both of these places seem abhorrent to you, Maverick. You're like,
I mean, yeah, you could just you could just go back, right? Like,
No, but how would I enjoy watching you be annoyed as shit at my presence, so.
you know, I liked you. I don't
Let
know,
us try the local fare then.
Okay. All right, and Zog just like all right, Tippy. Mm-hmm. Zog has like not been up here, right? We've kind of established Zog very rarely ferries people up this way.
to Portland? No.
Yeah.
Sorry, to Lockland? No.
All right, for the first time you
That's
see
still living
Zog,
in-
like normally Zog just struts in like he owns everywhere he walks.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to the front door and just stands there. And it's like, all right, yep, this is it.
This is very disconcerting for the rest of the party.
Do I know any rumors about Lockland?
Yeah, it used to be called Portland, apparently.
Besides that,
We're gonna do this for 2 hours.
One of my,
what is the thing that you draw upon to learn these rumors?
so I guess in my background, one of my personality traits is that I collect local rumors and gossip. So I'm wondering if during the travels that I had prior to joining the group, I heard anything about Lockland.
You collect local rumors and spread gossip.
It's red gossip.
You didn't have a lot. You haven't had a lot of rumor buddies on the trip down. Give me an insight check in the presence of Lockland. Just now that you're here.
I am Lockland.
Well, that was a nat 1 for a 13.
A nat
damn.
one for
All
a
right.
Nothing about me.
I wish I had inspiration right now.
So you like start vibe checking Lockland, and you could have swore this place used to be called Portland, but you don't know why.
Well, the name is.
It
But
just
that
circles
makes
all
so
the way
much
back
more
ar-
sense.
It just circles all the way back around to, like, you look at the welcome to sign and it just says welcome to Portland still, but in your mind it's like that's wrong. That should be Lockland, shouldn't it?
But Lockland
Also,
makes more
Mirthy, you have
sense.
been
Why
given
is
an
this
inspiration by
sign?
Brett. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, yay! Dippy, I have put in chat a explanation as to why it's called Lockland now, and I don't know if you'd like that or not.
Oh wow. Okay. Damn.
Just a suggestion.
Oh, Rhys, you got one. You got a inspiration as well.
Ooh. I don't even know how many
I think a
inspirations
bunch
I
of
have.
people are about to get one. I think is the
Yeah?
is the vibe. I
No, that's it. If I know
that's-
anything about Brett, he picks favorites. And then
favorite.
I love you,
Aw, is somebody
Brett.
There's one for
jealous?
fantasy. There's one for Emily.
Ooh.
Well done. Well done.
Brett says no.
No.
Hey, Dippy, could I have rolled to get more time?
Disadvantage to Dippy.
How dare you? Can you what?
Dippy, could I have during the times that I was gone been really focusing on my learning of different languages?
I will say yes
Because-
with the amount of time you were gone. With if you had,
I can't
nothing
remember if
else
I
at
have to
hand.
roll for that.
I'll say that
Oh,
in the amount of time you have been gone, the total that successes you needed was 5. In the
Okay.
amount of time you've been gone, I'll give you 2 automatic ones because I think you had 2. So just roll
Okay,
one
so
more to see if.
so then I would have Sylvan learned.
Oh, you
Dono
would.
and Stealthy, you both also got inspiration.
everybody got inspiration.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Dono
I
is
missed
still-
him.
yeah.
Oh no, not everybody.
Oh,
Like I said,
oh,
Brett
no.
picked favorite.
Oh, no. Oh, what a shame. I'm just waiting for the message
I
in
will
chat
roll-
that Brett says.
I
"That's
shall
all my
roll
points,
for
guys.
giant."
I don't have any more points.
Roll for-
I'm 200 points short to get it.
I was just teasing.
Unbelievable. What?
I just rolled for giant. You want to guess what I got?
What's that?
A nat,
Nat 20.
baby.
Oh,
First
shit.
roll back.
Okay, so go ahead and add 2 successes to giant.
Okay.
Wait,
So
so,
I
you
have
were already
Infernal
on
Learn.
3 for Sylvan?
Yeah. So I
Well,
automatically.
then, yeah, there you go. So you have so now you have 2 started on giant. Okay, so you can add to your languages. You can add Sylvan to your languages.
Yes. I will.
You've been like hard focusing, hard concentrating. And you do have 20 intelligence last I
Sadly, you just
checked.
got 2.
No, 18 intelligence.
Wait a second.
Stealthy and I had the same idea.
Thanks, guys.
Nice. So,
We're short.
oh, and I
Gotta
have
help 'em out.
disadvantage on my next one too.
We're
Fun.
being so productive right now.
So anyway,
Oh yeah.
You're standing outside of the tavern.
you stand outside of Miranda's. As you do, you hear a ruckus going on the inside. You hear a voice calling out rather loudly through the boards.
I know I should never put my trust in a goddamn Fae.
Ain't that the truth?
I'm going in my pot.
I just wanted to see all the face reaction around me.
Excuse me?
Wow.
I'm kidding. 2 out of the 3 of you are very
I am not plotting your murder.
Gasp racism?
In this economy?
Hey, what are you gonna do?
I'm just saying 2 out of the 3 of the Fae that we travel with are very trustworthy, and I allow them to be alone on my boat at this point.
2 out of the 3.
Wait, who's the third?
Are you not Faye?
Uh-uh.
Oh.
I was
No, they're
offended for my Fae
tabaxi.
friends.
Oh, you were offended for your Faye friend.
Yeah.
Remember,
know
there's
why.
three normal fucking people from like
in
I
my
feel like
brain.
Tabaxi should be Fae, but they're
Yes,
not.
Technically, I'm from the
Tabaxi
stars, but
feel
yeah.
Faye for me.
Yeah.
no.
And then there's Mavrin.
Maybe they're half Fae.
And then you hear another voice from the inside just go like,
Jeffrey, I swear to God, I'm gonna throw you out again if you keep this up.
I wanna go see what the fight's about. Zog like creeps open the door. Like,
just,
like I don't want to disturb. I don't want them to stop and be
you
like,
creep-
"Who's there?"
You creep open the door. And then, like, 2 seconds later, you see a body being swiftly hurled towards the door. You have a reaction. What do you do?
I move. I
basically,
close the door.
Yeah, you like close it and like step back away from it. You had like basically you had the option to fully open the door or close it. So
Yeah, no, I close the door.
you close the door and like just ouch from the inside. And they and the other voice that you heard comes through a little clearer now with the cracks in the wood of the door, just like,
Jeffrey, I swear to God, you've made me replace my door 2 days in a row now.
I cast mending.
as you put some goop to the door, you just like slather.
You see the
over and
slime go into it, and then suddenly begin
And
to
it just, like,
stick it together, and then come back, and
Yeah,
then
it
as it recedes
remolds.
back to me, everything.
And from the
Touches.
remuffled door, you hear,
Oh, well, that's an easy problem to take care of itself.
That'll be 2 gold, and I roll persuasion.
persuasion? Roll with, straight roll, sure, why not?
18
In
plus.
this month, a straight roll?
How dare you?
What's my persuasion? Plus
There
4,
you
so
go.
22.
Here's our representation.
22.
What is straight?
He just, so, from the inside you hear,
What? Actually, that's pretty reasonable.
you still haven't opened the door.
Yeah, no. Zog walks in. He
just-
I step over the guy on the ground.
You see, speaking of which, you see a rather fat, portly, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
No, it's Lockland now. He's Lockley.
Ooh, I'm gonna kill you. Rather, kind of a small, fat, portly, looks like a kobold. Lying on the ground, like beneath you, and then standing above you, rather tallly, is what looks like a full-on elf. And those are a rarity around here. You get the sense that this elf is not of Quy'zz-ition, origin. And you see a couple of other patrons in the bar. There's a couple of, mutated humans, as is usual. A couple of Urks, couple of, just various and sundry. But the elf in the middle of the room, 7 feet tall, very regal posture, kind of like a long coat. It looks like it is of many hues and shades as it goes down from shoulder to base, along with simple but elegant underclothes, silk shirt, pressed trousers, a couple of belts crossing over his chest, and a kind of a rounded off head. It has a little bit of meat on his, bones, but still has the appearance of an elf. Long, pointy ears, very long, longer than you would anticipate. And hair that comes up into a high ponytail and down and flourishes back up out the back. It's a child moment again.
I love his simple plan hat.
I just took him to Simple Plan, but he's having fun
Yeah.
with the fact that if he leans in different ways, he disappears in the background.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
There you go.
He's rogue.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Exactly. Oh, he's gone. Where did he go?
I gotta self-control.
Oh, just a hand.
There's an arm.
You see him jump out of nowhere and just
You wanted to
suddenly,
say hi. and I'm
chokehold
letting you
Dadley.
know. We have interrupted just for you now, Grayson, if you want to say hi.
Hello.
There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
He can't hear us.
Oh, you heard him?
Oh, but to
Imagine
answer
how loud they are in my ear.
but to answer Brett's question in the chat, to the Fey folk in the room, this is like a
Aye.
9. This is like a 9 on a Fey scale. To the other folks in the room, it's like it's up to your interpretation.
That's the weirdest orc I've ever seen.
Excuse me.
That would be an elf.
Question for you, if you don't mind.
Who are you speaking to?
I'm talking to the elf.
You're talking to the elf. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. As he like turns and faces the party that has just walked in, he has a glower, but it is a very familiar glower. It is a glower of having racism thrust upon him. As he looks to the rest of you, he sees, and the first people he sees are an air genasi and a fairy, and he gets concerned. His glower turns to what? And like almost looking past you, Allie.
I'm gonna keep talking
first
to him.
words. The first words out of his mouth are, what a surprise.
Pop
Wasn't
out of the
expecting-
pot, and I'm just like, so who's paying me my gold?
The bartender digs into his pocket and like pulls out 2 gold and like bing, flips them with one thumb over to you. Yeah, a little pseudopod just
All right.
like comes out, takes the 2 gold. You can add 2 gold to your inventory.
Added. Cool. Easiest 2 gold I've ever gotten.
Exactly. I wasn't anticipating any more of the family's houses to grace their appearance in such a place as this. Again, staring through you, Allie.
Yeah, Allie realizes they were ignored. They're just kind of like standing there, and they just kind of step to the side. And they're like,
As he takes like 1 step, 2 step, puts a hand on your shoulder and like taps it, acknowledging that he heard you, but is also moving you like 1 step to the side as he takes 1 more step and then like looms authoritatively, but also like unwittingly. Like he's not trying to loom. He's just trying to acknowledge your presence. Willow, you have the presence that normally you float at like eye level with someone like this, or at least from your past, you used to float at eye level. Do you do so?
Yes.
That is a choice I will allow you to make.
I fly behind Quinlan. And just go behind him.
Interesting.
The moment you do that, I take protective stance.
As this elf looks down on, literally looks down on both of you and goes, excuse me, and goes, my, I didn't think that I was that imposing. Allow me to, and he like, you watch as he like, he doesn't do like the short person squat, but somehow his posture shrinks like 5 inches. He becomes less menacing basically at the snap of a finger and a slow sink into the floor beneath him. And you see that his coat kind of kind of sinks, his overall demeanor and posture sink back into like less looming, authoritative and threatening, and more open, acknowledging, welcoming, but this is not his home, obviously. And he's just like, I don't suppose you find it amiable to offer an explanation, especially to a stranger, so I shall introduce myself, as is customary, to whoever among you is actually, to be held in highest rank amongst you. Looking around, sees the captain's hat on.
I was gonna say
Zog.
Zog steps forward immediately.
Maverick, what
I
did
slide,
how do you
Maverick
respond?
slide over to
forward at the same
Maverick and
time.
I'm like gonna put my hands on Maverick.
So the site is Quinlan, Zog, and Maverick all step forward. A rep of hell,
As all
the
three
captain of the
you step
ship,
forward-
and the head of a monastery.
Yeah, as all three of you step forward, he goes, very interesting. Looking at all three of you having stepped forward, he goes, I suppose that choice lands on me then. And the bartender looks at this monologue and is just like,
Hey, can you at least get a table?
are you gonna get a table, a booth, or something? Like, what's going on here?
We're gonna get- we're
no
gonna
monologuing in the
get-
middle of my bar. Go sit down somewhere.
We're gonna get rooms and whatnot. Just give us a second.
Oh, sure.
We're having a power struggle right now.
Oh, sure. Can you have that power struggle off to the side, please? I do have other customers coming in. And you see behind you, like, two more, like, mutated humans that are standing there. And as you all turn, they're just like, we'll just go somewhere else. And, like, they step away from the door. And they're just like, Jeffrey's the guy that got thrown. The bartender is like, Gah.
Zog, I can get some drinks while y'all sit down.
Please, to my booth. As he gestures to a booth that all the other booths in here are like plain wooden, like wood panel, wood stain, and like a little bit of leather upholstery on them. The booth in the corner, having been influenced by Fey presence, is now like sporting an archway, or not an archway, but a threshold of flowers and vines, and has more naturally ingrained, twisting, rooting wood in the table and everything else. And you can see that beneath his feet, where he stands, the ground beneath him becomes foliage, like grass, leaves. Even with the wood of the bar beneath, or the wood of the floor beneath his feet, there's still like tufts of grass sifting through his, as you now see, bare feet and toes.
Yeah.
Maverick gives a look of mild disgust at all of this happy greenery.
It's also, it's not green like be green, it's green like this plant is alive. But it's also very much of the aesthetic of the rest of Quy'zz. Like it's like scratch grass when he stands here. Oh my god.
No
Pretty
dying.
green things don't grow in hell. Anyway.
Exactly.
I think I grew like a foot when I was down there, actually, but
Yeah, it's the one that's sitting in your
No
mouth.
comment.
I'm kidding.
No comment. So, as this unnamed elf leads you over to this corner booth, Allie, you said you were gonna get drinks. Do you do so?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the bartender
Yes.
and pull out my
I know some business. How can I help you?
hi. I was wondering if I could barter my musical services in exchange for a couple rounds of drinks for my friend.
Now there's a new one. See, we don't have much good entertainment around here, so you put up an exciting offer. I will offer 2 rounds for 15 minutes of light entertainment.
I can do you one better. 30 minutes, 2 rounds, and that fellow there,
Looking
if
at
I
the
could
elf.
just, looking the one that was being racist.
Jeffrey?
The chubby
Ooh,
kobold.
Jeffrey?
Yeah, if you could just tell me a little bit about that one, we'll call it even.
As he like
No.
gets the look on his face and is like,
I feel bad you doing 30 minutes for only 2 rounds.
3 rounds, and I tell you a little bit about him, but the safety of my customers is still paramount. He is local.
Oh, I'm just a gossip, a terrible, terrible gossip.
Well, then that explains. Please, set yourself up. First round will go to whatever table you designate.
Just send all of them to, well, send the first one there, unless I say something else. Just keep sending it to that booth if you could.
Absolutely. Your name?
Shadow of the Alley.
Dark, mysterious. My name is Miranda, and welcome to my pub.
Thank you, Miranda.
Now, please, do go sit yourself up.
I'm assuming there's a stage. I just go set myself up.
There is a corner stage. So there's one corner that is occupied by the booth that the party is going to sit at. There is another corner that is occupied by like a quarter circle stage, and there are 2 like divots and indents in the wall for people to place their aspects and their trinkets. And the stage is only raised up like a foot off of the regular ground. Like it's pretty much just like one person stands here and puts a hat down in front of them and just plays. Like it's
Okay. And then I would like to cast Prestidigitation to have like a gentle like musical box effect going on in the background while I pull out my where is it? My pan flute. No, yeah, my pan flute, and just start playing. Something like almost like dance upbeat vibe. Something maybe that I've heard on my travels. Nothing from New York City. Nothing too new agey.
Classic.
Yeah. Do I need to roll a performance?
please. And I'll just make this one overarching performance for...
It's gonna be a 24.
24, perfect. As your pan flute and music box prestidigitation, like the prestidigitation, the music box is like the wind up and start of a music box that transitions smoothly into your flute. As you begin this 30-minute set, or 2 15s, your choice. So you will be performing for the foreseeable, for a foreseeable moment here. About like 2 minutes into your set, you see the bartender, you see Miranda go out and like tap Jeffrey on the shoulder and just be like, point somewhere, and Jeffrey goes up the stairs into the accommodations part.
Noted.
Yeah. And the rest of the group shall have a conversation with their newfound acquaintance. Or not acquaintance, just a new elf.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go walk over to Mavrin.
Oh, you're all... This booth is big enough to accommodate all of you.
I know, but I'm going to Mavrin.
Okay. So, this elf takes place, like, central seating. So, like...
Okay.
There's enough room for it would be 2 and then 3. So there's enough room for like Zog, Quinlan, Mavrin, Sundial, Willow, pretty much, to spread out equidistant around him.
Okay.
So are we on a table or a booth? Because a booth
It's a
has
round
benches.
table. Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's like a circular booth. There's like a table in the center, a circular table in the center, and a
Ah,
circular
like those corner
bench.
booths that
Have
like
you
literally.
and five friends ever eaten at McDonald's?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have 5 friends. I'm kidding. No.
5 friends.
Yes.
Um,
I my brain has not seen a circular booth in like so
with
long that I'm just
with
kind of like,
room
oh
for
yeah.
Allie to sit on the end when Allie is done.
Okay. I sit next to Maverick.
Ooh.
I forgot to mention that everybody gets advantage on saving throws for
Ooh.
Charmed or Frightened as long as they can hear my music.
Good.
Ooh.
Good eye.
I
Natalie, you
sit.
got another inspiration point.
I got another
Donna.
One thing. Oh,
I don't
not
have
me.
Twitch open. I closed Twitch on accident. Hey guys, did you know ANIPOD's live?
Oh my gosh, I don't know that.
Oh,
I need to
I'm gonna
check
have to
that
go
out.
watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Tell your
So
friends.
I
All right.
I
so-
go and sit right next to the elf.
Yes, as was previously described.
Yeah.
Yep. You, then me, and then Allie.
And then Mavrin.
Maverin's on the other
Mavrin,
side.
Sundial,
Yep.
Willow. And
Yep.
he kind of lays out. He like unfurls his hands and a tablecloth that looks like it probably was there previously, but he packed it up and now he's laid it out again. So there's wrinkles in it. Is laid out kind of across the tabletop. Gives off like Fey picnic vibes. Like a check pattern, but each check has like a gentle filigree on all of its edges. So, as he does so, you see the light in just this booth dim ever so slightly. Like, it goes from bright to, like, well lit. Like, lit by one candle well lit type lighting. As he looks in his, and he goes, so, what criteria do I use to determine who among you is actually the leader?
They just appeared here and they run a monastery that's very far away. My boat's the one that got their asses here.
Compelling. Looking
I'm the
from
reason you got
two.
out of hell.
Even more compelling. Looking to Quinlan. You just offer up silence. Huh?
You were already told my deal. Head of the Obsidian Order and Petal.
Eyebrows like shoot up at the mention of petal and just like
For
very
now.
compelling. Well, who's to say that this cannot be an equal agreement then? As he like places a hand on the table, you can tell that this person has a very good understanding of magic. Like, things are just happening as they do things, you know? Like, it's pretty intense. As he puts a hand on the table, unfurls it, and reveals coming out of his hand several platinum pieces onto the table. You see, I recently been de-ameliorated with a business partner of mine. Looking over to the staircase where Jeffrey is now being led up by the bartender after the 2 minutes that had previously passed and the music begins to play, and looks back to you. And I'm still in search of a partner for such a venture.
Is this one of those things where, like, we give you $10, but then we find people to give us $10, and then we give you 5 of those dollars, but then they find people to give them $10.
You feel your lips like numbing to the point that it feels like you are about to not be able to speak as you continue with the $10 and another person gets $10 and your reaction.
I'm just saying, this beer is really spicy.
Something I haven't asked for up until this point, because we're about to have an ad break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages. Ta-ta for now.
Ta-ta for now.
And welcome back to the In-Quy'zz-ition. So, what I was about to ask for before the break was for the Petalites to give me either a history check or an insight check. One or the other, not both. And I have already received one from one, but
I am gonna cast. No, I'm not. I don't know what's going on. Never mind.
Do you have guidance?
That's metagaming. It would be metagaming. It's fine. Never mind.
Sundial, while they're all thinking, is just gonna like get up, kind of like a little kid, up on top of the bench, and just not like go over to Maverick and just be like, and just put something on their chest, and you just see like a little star, like 2 little star pieces put onto you.
just
That kind of look like little just little badges. And you
Right.
have
he's made your arm slimy again. Why? No. No, but yeah,
Like,
there's-
just just in case. You are warded for a level 2, so you have 2d8 that you can roll in case you take damage, and it'll negate it out. So my little ward stickers are just little stars. I'm just putting little stars. Oh yeah, wait, I don't look like a slime anymore. I gotta remember that I look like a freaking teenager.
Yeah, you're like a dude.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. All right,
It's
cool.
like-
I'm
it's
still,
less
that
cute.
still looks like he has slime dripping off of him.
I still like take out like my stickers and I just put it on your chest. Like you just have in all of your dark garb, you just have like 2 shiny little star bits on your chest.
It's
So,
the
there you
gold
go.
stars you get for doing a good job.
And also,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you're still like a slimy boy.
If you
It's the-
pet them, they purr because they're part of.
You got
okay.
into the pot as a looking like a human like that. And,
Yes,
like,
and
you
I
come
came out.
And you just like a teenage human. That's great.
Yeah.
Cause I'm just a teenage,
teenage human.
baby.
Baby.
Ignore all the slime dripping off me, maybe.
I'm just a really sweaty teen.
You're just really sweet. I love that. So Willow, what did you get for either insight or history? Your choice.
Gonna do insight,
Okay.
because that's a lot better as a 14.
Okay. And then Quinlan was a 15, I believe. Over the break. So on a 14 and a 15, you get relatively the same thing. This person, this elf, looks like they are not of Petal ilk, but they know what Petal is. They are aware, because of the eyebrow raise, of what Petal is, but they do not look like they are directly associated with Petal. You think they used Petal as their portal to Quy'zz, and that's about it. That's kind of what you get from that vibe. You don't get much else. You don't get intent, but you get that from that check. Because this person is very distinct. You would have remembered this person if they spent a lot of time in Petal while both of you were still there.
Yeah.
So, a couple of platinum coins fall on the table before you. Still looking for a business associate. And the more the merrier. But I need to conduct this business with whoever is the leader amongst you. So it
Why
makes
does it
rather-
matter if they're the leader?
Because that's how businesses and deals are done.
That would depend on the business you wish to conduct.
I have a
What if we had
problem.
somebody that was in charge of the paperwork, like
I-
would just handle that kind of a thing, and they're not the leader? Is that like a problem?
Are you talking about a secretary?
Yeah.
Are you trying to imply that someone among you is a secretary for your party?
I could be.
What has adventuring come to? Anyway,
You see, Zog has like
You would have to
100
ask
meetings for
Damon.
February 30th.
There's one. There's a test for him. Hit him with that.
with
Yeah.
what? What did you hit him with?
The he said that about adventuring, and came back with I don't know. You'd have to ask Damon about that.
Disadvantage. Woo! 12.
Just doing a little fishing.
He perks up the name, but not out of familiarity, out of like he when he hears that name, he hears the flavor on it. And is like I don't know how
Intrigued.
to put it. Intrigued, yeah. Intrigued by the fey flavor of the name that you just spoke, but doesn't recognize the name. As he goes, I unfortunately do not know of this daemon. As the first round of drinks arrives, it is just the bar. It is just the house special. It looks like a really dark ale. Looks like a very stout dark ale. As they are laid out in pint glasses around the table for you, by a I guess I didn't describe the bartender. The bartender of them looks kind of like a goblin, but like a tall for their size goblin. And
A goblin cursed with height.
yeah, kind of. And this waitress is also a goblin, but they are of like fairly regular goblin height. As they like spin the table and put the pints on, and they like stop like in front of the people that they are being given to. You are all being being presented with pints of Quinless. Kwinless. Quinless.
Quinlan, I
Okay.
love your beer. Really good job making it.
Not even close to being spelled the same.
I feel like I should be insulted, but I just...
There's like no, there's no logo on the pint. It's just it's a very dark stout ale.
All right.
As this
So what-
continues,
What work? You keep dancing around the
I have a
subject.
problem.
Yep. Most people do.
Goody.
A problem of a certain variety.
There have been quite a few reports of people trying to set up brand new gateways into the Feywild, and
How dare they?
one of them, like permanent gateways. People can come and go with magic as they please, but a majority of them seem to be ending up in my backyard for seemingly no reason whatsoever. I suspect trickery. I need somebody who is willing to source the magic that is influencing these gateways to end up on my goddamn property. But,
Well, that answered that question. Your literal backyard.
Yes, quite literally. I have several tracts of property in the Feywild that I use for various purposes. I use one of them as a charitable organization designed to help out the people of the Feywild. But this trickery is being directed into my backyard, my actual private domicile backyard. And I do not
Sundial
like that
raises
one
his
bit.
hand.
Do you have any enemies?
He acknowledges Sundial's raised hand rather than a question asked out of turn. And acknowledges you, Sundial.
You can own land in the Feywild?
Yes, if you are as important and as powerful as I am.
What's your importance? Because I've never heard of you.
Well, I suppose that's not really a concern of the material.
I mean, you're hiring us to be able to do a job. Shouldn't I know who you are?
Leaning over to, in the direction of the two obviously fake people here, goes, Have either of you taught any of your compatriots the rules? Looking at both of you
More
very
like
earnestly.
guidelines.
Looking over to you, Mavrin, just goes, Rules is so much simpler to say isn't it? As looking to you with like a sneering grin, like a grin with some stank on it. Do either of you respond to him? You don't. As he's like,
So what's your job? Like, who are you?
I'm a vizier of one of the high courts of the Feywild.
What's a vizier?
An advisor. a magical advisor of sorts.
So you
An
are
advi-
also a secretary.
Wait, how do you get land from doing that?
Autumn Court.
Spring, actually.
Oh.
Must be early.
I'm really
spring.
a fan of like autumn time because you know the leaves are falling, everything kind of is a little bit chill. And
See, I have a lot of people say that, and I feel I must disagree with them. Springtime is just such a lovely little, it's just such a lovely little time to, to
It's
exist.
the rebirth.
yeah, yeah, but the rain
exactly.
during
Yeah,
spring always kind of
yeah,
feels a
when-
little bit like pee.
when Crescent comes around in these parts, I always find myself stepping outside to get the fresh air.
You like
Crescent,
being
of
in the
course,
rain
being-
during?
Crescent, of course,
Oh.
being the first of the 5 seasons in this world.
Okay. So would it be the Crescent Court then, or is it still the Spring Court?
Retroactively, yes. Crescent Court.
Okay.
It's Crescent Court. Yeah.
Wait, so there are 5
Feywild
courts.
can call
Yes,
it
there
different.
are 5. Yeah, there are 5 courts: Crescent Court, Sable Court, Caller Court, Cadent Court, and Fretchy Court.
Can someone put this
4
into
of
notes?
those-
Because I
4 of those 5 act almost identically to Spring, Summer, Fall, and Winter Courts. The 5th, the one that doesn't is Sable.
it's hurricane season.
Can we get that one more time?
The 5 seasons are already noted down in the Discord, in the In-Quy'zz-ition House Rules Discord.
No, I mean the Fey courts.
The courts
It's just the
are
seasons.
just the 5
Yeah.
seasons that are laid out in that Discord. The only one that doesn't operate as its English counterpart is Sable. The Sable court, as is laid out in the 5 seasons, is like stable late spring and early summer. Plants are growing, plants are ripening. So Crescent is like the rains come and it's a pleasant degree outside. The rain. I got a message from someone. Hold on, give me 1 second here.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
But she got me on the counter.
Wasn't
Me.
That's like one of my go-to karaoke songs.
My
To be a
first
true
one-
player, do you have to know how to play?
That's
See, I always lead off with Copacabana by Barry Manilow, and then
Fair.
it just gets weird from there.
Is karaoke allowed on Twitch? Can we just do a karaoke?
I don't know.
Covers of songs are allowed, yes.
There you go. So anyway,
Sub goal. If we hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year, we'll do a karaoke night.
yeah, absolutely.
There you
We're
go.
halfway
I'll
through
hold
it.
myself to
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
So get in the subs, everyone. Get the spread the word.
Just every stream just has like in the side of it, it's like 1,000
yeah,
subs. We do
sub goal,
karaoke.
1,000 subs karaoke stream. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think we can actually add that as an overlay piece
Yeah.
in future streams. So let it be known. All right, moving on. I find myself as a vizier of the Crescent Court. My time spent with the Crescent Court has not only been long but prosperous.
Are you like on vacation? Sorry. Finish.
I suppose I am. This is probably the longest I have gone outside of my court without it being the season of Crescent. But it is because I have this looming problem. So,
Is your boss upset by the fact that you're taking so much time off?
we tend to come and go. It's a little more loosey-goosey than some other stories you may have heard.
So your job's not really needed.
You feel your lips as if a phantasmal zipper has been placed in one corner of your lips. And it is
This is when he
about to
finds
be
out that I'm a
shut.
slime and I put like the lips right here. It's like, yeah, let's just like
As
come in
your
here.
lips move, the zipper moves with them.
I just keep changing it up.
Just like following it all the way around your face.
I will.
As he
All right,
just
so
is
how
like,
do
genuine
we-
questions. Sorry. Sorry, go.
How do we stop these magical intruders?
I think that's the part where your employment would come in. Yeah,
So you don't
because
know
I
how
do
to
not-
stop it.
As I have already said, this has been a problem for a small while now, and I have already invested a lot of resources, and still have not found this cause.
Have you? And like, I'm gonna say this, and this might be like in the Fae. I'm talking nonsense.
You've all been saying
right?
a lot
Or
of
I'm
things, but go
barbaric.
ahead.
Have you just tried killing these people? Like the second they show up and there's like 2 half people, they probably will stop going through that gate.
You know, it's generally frowned upon to just off someone on your personal property.
Oh, see,
gonna
here, that's like one of the places you're totally okay to off somebody on your own property. Like,
Maverick's just over here with just shit-eating grin at the. It's not really frowned upon.
You know what?
It's really
People
frowned upon
need to
to
start
murder
walking
people.
onto Zog's boat, and Zog just absolutely murdered them. It's like they
clarify,
he's
trespassed.
I was
about
about to
to.
say, to clarify, Fey Rules is one of those things that I've looked into and I haven't fully, gotten the
You
gist
really
of.
got to be in. You really need to be a lawyer for it.
Yeah. But
yeah, so-
yeah, no. He was also about to say,
Yes.
"Oh, I have," but they keep on coming because
Okay.
all new gates are landing on my property. I've already taken several measures to try to get them to stop.
okay.
We're gonna need
Oh, do you know what to do here? Because I'm clueless.
more information. If you have a dossier,
And it sounds like we're
and-
gonna have to get paid a lot because
and it's gonna be a 75 gold retainer up front and
for
a
each one of
45
us.
per day.
75 gold each one of us. 45 gold each day for each one of us.
As he
No,
as he,
total for the group.
as
No,
he
no, no,
looks
no, no,
as he looks
listen.
at you.
I have a high charisma. Let's do this.
As he looks at you when you say that, 75 gold retainer for each person and 45 gold for the group per day for the group.
Just the retainer is not per person. It's just for the group in general.
So 75 gold retainer and 45 gold per
This
day.
man
for the
laid a
group.
platinum down on the table. He let
I was about to
himself
say,
a platinum
this
down
man
on the
is-
table.
let me do this real quick. Let this be the mic
No,
drop
no,
that
no,
I
no.
want it to be. As you say that, he reaches behind his back, pulls out a bag, and clang, it lands on the table and spills several, just a small pile of gold and platinum, laid out upon the table in front of you, and say, if you can actually figure this problem out for me, I have a small fortune beyond what you are asking. I just don't know anyone who can.
When did this start?
A couple of months ago, I was sitting on my veranda, enjoying some light reading, and then a human appears out of nowhere and just waves at me. The gall. And they're standing in my backyard. And I look at them and over the course of several minutes of back and forth of him pestering and me asking politely to leave, he ended up boffing back to wherever the fuck he came from, and closing the door right behind him as he left. That happened several more times. I am unwelcome to say that more than a few times that's happened, people have come with weapons, ready to kill me. I dispatched them rather quickly, of course, but upon examining their persons, they did not have any marks. They didn't have any marks of horror or of any other vengeful, assassinate-y type gods or anything like that. No one who would have a vendetta. I think these are just junkies. For, what do you call it? And then mutters like a Sylvan word that, if you speak Sylvan, translates to adrenaline.
Yes. Oh, no.
Did
So
I-
we had an issue with that substance at the monastery.
Adrenaline.
Can I insight check this man?
4.
I just want to see if he's being fully forthwith with this.
Sure.
Is he?
Insight check.
Or does it seem
Yeah.
like he might be hiding something?
No, yeah, go ahead. Insight check.
+9. Ooh, shit! I didn't realize. Oh yeah. Because the thing. 22.
22.
Yeah. That was
He
13.
has told you 90% of the truth. You're not sure where the 10% of the lie is, but you know that there's a small detail, a small caveat that he is hiding, and probably the reason that the kobold got so upset.
I'll look at Mavrin and just be like, "Hey, he's not telling us everything."
Ooh, you just barely get away with saying that without him hearing it.
Mavrin grins and then takes his mug of beer and just, if you'll excuse me, stands up and walks towards Allie.
Kind of like scooching past the scooch.
Sundial just like forms into the couch in the bench.
As you
Just in time for his tail to like go through.
This is about
so
the
that-
time. This is about the time when your first 15 minutes would end if you wanted to do it that way.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of do like a little like fade out effect that like music box
Yeah, like a
ting
flourish.
kind of fades it out like
Yeah.
the music box is
And the
ending.
fade out, yeah.
Um
You get
and-
you get light applause from the other patrons of the bar. Actually, I think I have a light applause button.
can I run an insight check on Miranda? That was the bartender.
Miranda, you want an insight check on Miranda? Yeah.
To see what their vibe is so far.
Of
Just like,
Of
is
your
this what they were
performance?
looking for? Do they want little like what? Are
no
they enjoying
insight
it,
check.
or does
No
this mean they're
insight. No insight check needed. That's exactly what he wanted. And
Okay, perfect.
yeah. Miranda seems rather pleased.
Okay. I'm assuming I see Mavrin walking up as I'm
You do.
Like,
as your set ends, you
sitting
see
on the
Mavrin
edge of
walking
the
up to you.
stage
Yeah.
for a second.
As Mavrin has walked away. Nope, there they are.
Sorry.
You faded off camera for a second there. I was confused.
They're walking into the other area of the room.
Exactly. He walks up to Allie, mug in hand, and goes,
2 gummy stars on chest.
I looked down for a second. Like,
I've decided just not to question that and accept, because I feel like it would hurt my brain to try to question.
you deserve to be starred.
Oh.
Oh.
Zog downs his drink.
Canned aw. It's just like written on a sign. Downs.
Well, as interesting as all this is, I do believe that he makes an exaggerated look back at the elf. And looks back and goes, I don't believe that he's telling everything. Do you happen to know where that rather pudgy kobold went?
Yes. I spotted Miranda, the tavern, keep taking him upstairs to one of the rooms. Inside check. I wouldn't have noticed like how long Miranda was gone escorting him upstairs.
Like 2
get a
minutes.
judgment.
Like
2 minutes.
After 2 minutes, he went and picked Jeffrey up. Another 2 minutes later, he was leading, or not. Like another 2 minutes passed as he took Jeffrey upstairs, and then another 2 minutes later, he's back behind his bar. So,
I don't think his room is that far from the top of the staircase, considering how quickly Miranda returned.
I think we should have a little conversation with him, don't you think?
We can. Would it be better for me to provide a little bit extra sound down here to muffle the interrogation you will be having upstairs?
Why do you think I came over here?
Yes. I'm gonna pull out my hand drums in that case.
I'm gonna pull out my electric guitar.
My electric guitar.
And
Sundial pulls out a gun. Kidding.
I'm gonna
gun music. I'm kidding.
I'm gonna pull a card. I just pulled the top one off my deck, and I'm gonna give Bardic Inspiration to Mavrin. It says that they can hear me, but I'm assuming that the inspiration stays if they're out of earshot.
if they can hear you.
Okay, because it says for 10 minutes the creature can add an ability check, so I'm assuming after I've given it, they keep it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I just say, I pulled the battle card, which is wild. I just kind of like hand it over and I just go, try not to mess up the room too much. We do need to stay the night here.
As my lady commands.
Second, above table.
Blush over the vitiligo section.
Jesus. Okay, above table assertion, yes.
Okay. This dude was just tossed into a door by our elf friend.
No, he was
really
tossed into a door by two muscly people that I didn't get to describe.
Oh, okay, cool. Because we didn't see them because they were on the other side of the
There's
door.
two muscle mommies in the corner.
Zog's
Wait,
thinking
what?
about it.
I didn't know Rhea
Not to
Ripley was in
risk
this
it all.
campaign.
I didn't know what?
Rhea Ripley,
Ripley.
wrestler.
Oh.
Wrestler.
Ha ha ha.
Mommy?
Mother. No, I just... Okay, so...
And I'm just gonna be like, you have 15 minutes when the drums start.
Okay. From that, I suppose. Nope. Wait.
No drums.
I'm gonna pull out my hand drums, and I'm gonna start playing something that I heard maybe from a mercenary group on my travels. That's like a very heavy, like tribal drum set. Like I heard it when I was in one of the nomadic tribes on my journey.
Sure.
Something that's almost meant to be danced to. Prepared for someone to maybe give a stink because it's a little bit loud and raucous.
Give me one moment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if this has drums.
I could
Yeah,
also
make it
switch
like-
to my lute if that's easier for sound background.
You could make it a little jazzy, like kind of drop the, kind of mess with it a little bit.
I like that. A little jazz to it.
It just ends up being Cowboy Bebop theme. It's like-
Actually, you know what I imagine it sounds like is like when you leave a Tigers game or a Lions game and they've got those people like drumming on like 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah.
That, but
yeah.
with hand drum, you know, like it's like just
Yeah. I got you.
I
Well, I
actually
unfortunately
have yet
don't
to
have
go
that
to a
amongst
Tigers
my
game.
library of sounds on Tabletop Audio. Tabletop Audio.
theater
did
of the
all that.
mind.
But
That's what you hear. You hear really cool drumming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hear really cool drum.
You hear stomp by one person.
My prestidigitation sound effect in the background, which can go for an hour still, or for another 45 minutes of the hour, is going to be like fire crackling.
So the loot that you are hearing in the background, just imagine like a
Is that
slightly heavier
prestidigitation?
drum beat behind it, just like a boom, 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 boom. Yeah, like easy to imagine. As you begin to do this, a couple of people stand up, and it looks like they're getting ready to possibly dance to the music. Yeah. So, Maverick, you are making your way up the stairs to meet with Jeffrey. The rest of the people still sitting around the table, and Ali still occupied with the music. I like where this is going. Okay. I'll go back to the table for now.
Can I just like... I gotta be real. This whole problem, Zog in his head, is like, this is out of the realm of possibility of things I can do. I don't know the shit about getting from this plane to another plane. In my brain, can I just be like, trying to think of anybody I could call to explain this to me?
Make a what do you got?
Cartography?
Let's do photography.
We've already jumped planes once.
Make a
Oh shit! You know what I just realized?
Make an
Sundial has plane shift.
You do. Make a +0 history check.
A +0 history check.
Because I'm
Do I
looking
have
at your
plane
sheet, and
shift?
that's what you got.
I have
+0.
teleportation circle. Do I have plane shift?
6. I know
You shouldn't
6
have plane
people
shift
I
at
can
this
call.
level.
No.
Going through the
Do I not have that?
Rolodex of people in your mind that might be able to help you with interplanar travel, one of them just went upstairs.
Well, I don't want to fucking ask him anyways.
The other one is also quite a ways away, but like
Oh, I can't call Miranda either. She's mad at me. No, I don't know. Okay.
you do think that at a stretch
I don't have plane
you
shift
do
yet.
think that at a stretch somebody at Camden's Hall might be able to help,
Yeah, I had that same thought.
but you aren't sure who.
You know what? Quinlan seemed confident. I'm just gonna let him do the talking.
Okay.
Everyone at the table sees Zog go like really serious faced, chug his beer when he hears Allie being cute, and then he's just leaned back in the table. He's like, you know what? This isn't my mission. I'm just gonna be muscle.
Can Sundial is Quinlan okay with Sundial asking like random questions and fucking with this person?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
cool.
we're trying to figure this out, and I was actually gonna look to Quinlan's gonna look to you. Now, from the sound of it, it sounds like these are arcane and not divine or elemental. So this would actually be your area. Is there any way to like trace the portal where the other end is? I'm assuming you don't know, and I point to Big Elf Boy.
As you do, it's like ley lines are hard to place bugs inside of. It's very easy to place, just very hard to track.
So like, how are we supposed to
Weave
get
is-
to your land?
By the looks of it, just put down any fucking plane shift, and you'll end up there. That's what it feels like.
Can you do that?
Have you tried that?
What if you hold a rope, and then I hold the other end of the rope,
I don't think that's how.
Oh my
That's
and
not-
you send me to your backyard?
I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder.
Right. This is not. You're the talking person for this. Right. I'm gonna.
That's more of a
What if I gave you a
instant
rope?
teleportation.
Zog, let the big boys figure this one out, okay?
Ooh.
I'm kidding. No, Sundial.
Sundial has given Maverick stars and is now talking shit. He has nobody left. Yeah.
No, like Quinlan just told Sundial that he's like the expert in this. Like, you know what? Yeah, let's fucking do this. Yeah. All right. So we got a plane
Could there be
shift.
something wrong with the circumstances of the spell?
Did you give anybody anything?
It's not very common for things to be given without recompense. So no, I've not. I very much like to keep what is mine as mine.
But you're okay with giving us all this money?
Oh, money is a service world thing. A lot of people will do whatever you want for money. It is of no concern of mine.
Okay.
Says someone.
Huh? No, go on.
Forgive me.
So you want to hire
Seems
us?
to be getting to my head as I take a sip. The first sip I've taken the whole time,
The first
too.
sip seemed to be getting to my head with a full glass taking his first sip. Yeah. Very bitter. Anyone who has already taken a sip, very bitter, very strong. Goes down like hard, but finishes smooth. It's kind of like, like, oh, I just got rug burn in my throat and now there's an aloe vera blanket all over it. Like,
Oh, black licorice.
yeah, black licorice, yeah.
Yum.
Sorry.
Ew. But yeah. Sorry, getting into my head. So, cutting quickly to Maverick. You are tracking down a fat kobold.
Fat kobold.
Fat Kobold
How
is my
do
next
you-
ska band.
How do you go about doing this, Matt?
Was this kobold like seriously drunk whenever they walked in?
Whenever y'all walked in, it seemed like, I mean, given the racial epithet, or not epithet, but given the call out, you would think that some intoxication has definitely been involved already.
You know what? We're gonna make this easy on myself.
Sure.
I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts, because I'm pretty sure he was still awake when he was hauled up the
Detect
stairs, and he
thoughts
probably
too.
has some very choice thoughts.
Can detect thoughts do that? I don't doubt you, but
Yeah, so at the very bottom, towards the bottom, like the second paragraph to the end, you can use this spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see.
You can search for
You can search for thoughts within 30 feet.
2 feet of rock, 2 inches of any metal other than lead. A thin sheet of lead blocks you. Okay. Sure. So detect thoughts. I love that the material component of detect thoughts is a copper piece because it's a penny for
Penny
your thoughts.
for your thoughts. Yeah.
So as
However,
you-
Mavrin is a warlock. He does not need material.
Exactly. So detect thoughts. You cast out your web of like thought detection and pick up like 3 different like consciousnesses within the 30 feet of you in this hallway of like there's like a couple of rooms. 2 of them sound just like 2 people fucking going at it. They have got a new beat to choreograph to, and it is wild. The things that these people are saying in their own minds.
Adds new meaning to detect thoughts.
Hey, got him! And the other one, the third one, is of, you hear
t-shirt
someone
now.
burp in their own thoughts and just be like, stupid piece of crap, just trying to get me something, fucking coming from the room immediately to your right.
He grins maliciously and very quietly does a knuckle rap on the door.
You said concentration up to a minute. In detect thoughts, you hear fuck. In real life, you hear who is it?
Someone that could be of use to a being like you.
You sound too much like that other guy. Go away. And like,
I would like to go ahead and make this a persuasion check.
okay.
You can use a plus D8, 1d8 if you want.
Ooh, you'll have the. I mean, you have persuasion.
17.
Not enough.
Wait, is that plus 1d8?
No, that is not plus 1d8.
Because you can use that on ability checks.
Yeah, I was about to say, I need to not use the online roller because it sucks.
It does.
19.
Meets. So, as you just like, as you persuade, he goes like, you sound too much like the other person. Although, and you hear like a couple of really heavy footsteps just, and open up the door just, and the bar like catches. Looking kind of up at you, you are definitely much taller than this kobold is.
Okay.
And this kobold, very infernal, a very infernal being stands before a very infernal kobold. He's a little intimidated. And he just goes, you don't have anything to do with that fucking guy downstairs, do you?
Now, what makes you think I would have anything to do with such arrogant filth?
As he goes like, that's what I thought. What do you need?
Well, I figured we could have a few things to discuss if you might let me inside.
Oh, okay. And he just like clunk, like bar unlocks and he just like opens up the door. You know how kobolds' dens are typically very unorganized and just a lot of shit is thrown all over the place because it's normally like a treasure pile? This room looks like that, but with hotel pleasantries. Like sheets, pillows, beds, like sheets, pillows, beds, bed stuffing, items, all kinds of other items just piled up in a corner in like a cat bed style, just I lay on this to sleep. Like
Wonderful. And as soon as Mavrin steps in, about how heavy do you think this kobold is?
ooh, pretty chunky. Like a normal kobold weighs like 80 pounds. This guy is very comfortably sitting in triple digits, and you're not sure what end of triple digits. Like,
Okay, great. So like he's definitely not like over 4. Okay,
like,
great. Yeah, no
He
worries.
ain't running away. He might roll,
Okay.
but
As soon as Mavrin steps in, he shuts the door behind himself, and then
Veil of darkness. No, I just
reaches over, grabs the kobold, and slams it against the wall while simultaneously using Channel Divinity Dreadful Aspect.
Ooh. Ooh, okay. So, yeah, shuts door, like slams the kobold into the wall. I will say, a little tougher to pick up than you would have initially thought, but still not an issue for someone of your stature to just go, just la 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 la. And he's like up against the wall, just.
What are you, crazy?
Oh. Well. Forgive me. Where are my manners? Let me introduce myself. I am Mavrin Ambition, ring bearer of Dis.
As his eyes like open wide, like fucking bug-eyed saucers, just like.
Oh,
And I seem to have become
You're
rather
worse.
bored on this plane.
Huh?
I've seemed to become rather bored on this plane.
As you hear him say, "Oh, great, you're worse," and then all of a sudden he's just like
Squeezes a little bit tighter.
really struggling.
Losing his grip just enough to let him breathe. Now I'll give you a couple different options. You can become my new plaything on this plane, and I'll drag you back to my camp in Dis and show you all the lovely ways I get to inflict pain. Or you can help me make that arrogant prick downstairs something worth my entertainment.
Look, I don't know what the sudden interest in that guy is, but I really don't. He was trying to get people involved in some kind of scheme. And it's still, it wasn't a deal I was buying into, lady. I don't know what you're talking about.
Not lady, sorry.
Squeeze. No, he can let it slip, and he just squeezes a little bit harder and goes, "I'm sorry."
It's just the hair, the fucking hair, all the shit, the long drapey shit. I don't know.
I'm having a lot of trouble with gendering
Being
not
choked
only
out.
not only my players, but also the characters that those players are playing. Like, it's that one Family Guy audio, but I'll save that for later.
He goes, "Now what sort of scheme does the elf seem to be running?"
They were trying to convince people that all of their portals were leading to their property, but it was something about they had to sign a contract in order to work with them. And I know that those fake contracts are bullshit, but I looked over and it had something to do with it. Was something to be something about a part of your future soul. I don't know. It was a really crazy shit.
As we cut
Drops
back to
him.
the table.
Well, I'm not one for reading these contracts, so I'm just gonna sign it right now. No.
As we cut back to the table and with the others sitting around it, the elf generates from his person a writ of paper and places it down on the table, and it is a very, very simple looking scroll with a lot of writing on it, a lot of words, and a place for someone to sign their name.
I'm gonna do an Arcana check to make sure that there's nothing. There's
The
no
paper
hidden
is
script.
not magical in any way.
Okay. I would also like to review said paperwork because I have learned a thing or two from Zog's wife.
That will take you time.
Because that's fine. We can take time. We have time. We're sitting. We're eating.
Sure.
No, we'll order food.
Did that
make
second round show up?
No, Quinlan's taking too long to drink his beer, so they're waiting until he's done.
I was about to say they're
Sundial
probably
hands
not
you
rushing.
his drink to use on.
Yeah,
Hands his drink
They're
to
probably
you,
not
or their drink.
rushing the party, but like they will have brought over the second round by about now, seeing a few people done.
Sundial, if you're allowing, like, what would be insight, I guess, into the paperwork?
Roll lawyerese.
Lawyerese. Okay. I will say roll, first of all, an investigation check
Okay.
to thoroughly examine the paperwork.
24.
That Oh, all right. I was gonna cast guidance.
Oh,
I still cast guidance.
okay.
What did you say?
Roll a d4. As I see Sundial looking at the paper.
27.
27. You can skim this document pretty easily. As you read it, you realize that it's like partially in Sylvan, partially in Elvish, but looking back
That's
and
fine.
forth, like
I learned
partially in Common. Like again, looking, it looks like this contract is just translated into a couple of different languages for anyone who accepts his offer to be like to be able to understand it as it's written.
So it just has like the same thing written over and over again, just in different languages.
It's like multi-column document, but each column is in a different language. There are 4 columns. One is in a language you do not know. One is in Elvish, which you understand Sylvan, so Elvish comes secondarily. One is written in Sylvan and one is written in Common. And checking between the Sylvan and the checking between the Sylvan and the Common, it seems like they are relatively the same.
It's like the rough translation thing.
Yeah, the
where
rough
it doesn't
translation.
Like,
however,
this person
with a
didn't use like
27
Google
investigation
Translate.
check, with a 27
Yeah.
investigation check, there are some extra words written in the non-common column, which I will get to when you get to them as you examine it, because it still takes time to examine, but you will hear a couple of words first as the elf.
Yippee, could you send me the contract? I'm kidding.
No, I cannot, because I have just come up with it on the spot, you dickhead. No.
Failed. Kidding. No. Bad DMing.
Failed. No. The elf will look to the
Improv
group
is
and be
bad,
like,
then you're calling Brennan bad.
These are all details that can be shared once we have actually come to an agreement. Spitballing is, of course, fine.
I take a picture with my sending stone and then send it to Zog's wife.
Oh god, that's the name of a song. Take a picture with my sending stone.
Do you not remember, like, I did not leave her on good terms this time? We were both
It's
kind of
okay,
like
I'm
assholes to
Sundial.
each other.
It's okay. She likes me.
Fine.
No, that first of all, that
Nobody's-
doesn't happen. Second of all,
First of all, no.
yeah. First of all, no. Second of all, how dare you? Third of all,
That's pretty fucking
the elf
clever,
looks
honestly.
to the elf looks to the looks to the 4 of you now, and is like, if we can come to a simple agreement here, then if we can come to a simple agreement here, then it will all be sorted for you to start helping me. You may not be aware of, or you may be more blasé with your agreements and your rules, but this is fairly par for the course stuff.
Can we retroactively do something?
Retroactively is going to be tough without inspiration
I
points.
understand. Umberlee, long ago, was like, it was a little too easy to convince this man to follow me. He's gonna fall into Fae traps so quickly if given the chance. And can we have said that Umberlee have taught me the rules of the Fae?
How many inspiration points do you have?
I currently am sitting at... I closed my notes. I am currently sitting at 6.
6. Every inspiration point you burn is a rule of the Fae that Umberlee has taught you.
Okay. There's 9 clear rules of the Fae, and then a bunch of bullshit.
Which I will now look up because this is.
I'll send you, because we started talking about rules of the Fae, and I got curious. So I'll just send it to the general chat. These are like the kind of clear, ipso facto, these are the rules of the Fae. Which actually, for the audience that are listening, don't gift the Fae. Or sorry, don't accept gifts from the Fae, don't consume food or drink in the Fae wild, never dance with the Fae, which is not what I've heard before. Never tell the Fae your full name, never stray far from the path in the Fae, don't give the Fae cheap clothing. Don't forget your manners. Besides, never say thank you because then you owe something. Always keep to your word and don't repay more than you've borrowed.
You got 2 more inspiration points from chat.
Oh,
Did.
hell yeah.
Hey,
Thank you.
Dippy, look at your Discord DMs.
Shit.
Because somebody here also plays as a Fae in another game in the table.
Yes, I am aware. That is, yes, I am aware.
I'm also a Fae in that, just not, you know, I'm an exchange student of the Fae.
He doesn't even go here.
I don't.
You show up in the Feywild, the first person is just like, I don't know you.
All right, so
You
we
shouldn't be
will
living
review this very quickly, and when we come back, we will come to a natural end of this episode, which I thought was going to be a day in Portland, and yet
It's a conversation in Portland.
It's a
Let-
It's
Lockland.
been 30 minutes.
Lockland.
Lockland!
All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back to the In-Quy'zz-ition. So, we cut back to Mavrin upstairs with the kobold. Having dropped them, they go like...
I try to match the thumping from upstairs to the beat of the drum.
And just like a boom, boom. Yeah, covering it up. Make a performance check.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna roll with my
With
dice. I have
disadvantage
mushroom
because
dice.
of the random nature of what Mavrin is doing. It is not
Yeah,
calculated.
okay, that's
And the
fine.
fact that you can't tell which
okay.
thumping you're
Negate
supposed to
the
keep pace
disadvantage.
Hey, look at my cool little dice. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see.
Hey, Allie, I'm
Wait, what
negating
did
your
you say?
disadvantage.
Oh, my mushroom dice.
Oh,
Sundial
Sundial
can
is
turn
making
off-
it not disadvantage because of their feature.
Oh, yay! I get a
My
plus.
class feature that I don't usually get to use. I'm
18.
restoring balance.
A class feature that I simultaneously love that you have it and hate that you have it. Because it's
Did
like,
While
you
you were
ever
gone,
use-
Dono, I used it multiple times for you.
Really? God.
Yes.
Why do I never get to use it when I'm here, though?
I got an 18.
18.
And 18?
Yeah, you are able to, I'm sorry, my stapler is fucking with me now.
What did your stapler do to you?
The dancers in front of me like step out for a second because my beat changes for like one tab.
Yeah, you go like, there's a great video on YouTube of a piano player, Harry Connick Jr., changing a crowd clapping on 2 and 4 to clapping on 1 and 3, and it is
Yes.
fucking amazing. And that's what you do. You get them
Brilliant.
dancing on 1 and 3 to all of a sudden dancing on 2 and 4. And you're just like, wait, what? But yeah, back up in the bedroom.
Mavrin fully leaning over, like full dread aspect going on here. Yes. Any other pertinent information that I probably know?
They rolled higher than I anticipated to not be frightened by you.
Hey, Dippy, have you used that disadvantage that
That
was?
I
I
was
used it at
gonna
the beginning
say
of the thing, yeah.
Okay. All right.
No, you actually wanted him to roll high because if he had rolled low, he would have been frightened by you and stopped talking. But he rolled higher than I anticipated, so he looks at you and is just like, didn't get past the part of the contract that said that he wanted a part of my soul. I just know that he's up to some bad juju shit. He may be a smooth talker. He may have all of this power, which is why I wonder why he wasn't able to do this himself. It just feels off. It just feels off. Looking away from you, but speaking towards you. Like looking at the floor.
He's twiddling his thumbs.
Not twiddling, just
He's
like
being. He's not just telling me bullshit to get me off of his back.
insight? What's your
Yeah.
passive insight?
My passive insight? 20.
For a drunk guy, this doesn't feel like bullshit at all.
He leans down a little bit more, pats the kobold on his head, says, "Good dog."
Pats the kobold. He bounces like a basketball.
He pisses himself.
As Mavrin then turns heel, walks to the door, and he goes to turn the knob and pauses and looks back at the kobold and goes, "It's best you forgot you saw me." As he opens the door and steps out and closes it gently behind him.
Take an inspiration point for that. As we cut back to the table, reading through the document, in no uncertain terms, or rather in very certain terms, the basic gist is recompense for recompense for servitude to the Crescent Court shall be provided upon the completion of this task, yada yada yada, like, basic legalese. And for the most part, it looks like a contract, like a fairly basic standard contract of employment. Reading the Sylvan column, it's not theirs. They're right, it doesn't belong to them. No, but reading the Sylvan part of the contract, in more eloquent words, it says subservience and honesty to the Crescent Court is not only anticipated but required for the duration of the contract. Like, basically saying, oh, if you accept this job, then you basically have to do whatever the Crescent Court says.
Until we finish the job.
Until you finish the job. Like,
which means that he could take this job and make it go as long as he wants. Because he's not being 100% honest about it.
If it weren't for a clause at the end of the contract that says that the contract is nullified whenever either the job is finished or and you see for the first time since interacting with him this phase name. Either when the job is completed, or if Narcissus can be convinced that you are not the right person for it.
I'll look over at Quinlan and say, hey, can you, like, just double check this right here? Like, this? And I'll show him.
Basic terms of a contract, yada yada yada. You see the Sylvan part that says total subservience and honesty to the Crescent Court is not only anticipated but required when carrying out this job. And you see the clause at the end. This contract will become nullified. This contract will become nullified either when the job is completed or if Narcissus determines you are not the right person for the job. You are muted.
You're muted.
I think you're still muted.
Huh?
You're that, or
or you're just very quiet. Are you just mouthing the words?
Should be coming through.
Yeah, you're just a little quiet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
better?
A little bit better.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
better.
Okay. Yeah, we won't be signing this. Not until this clause of servitude is removed.
I, as somebody that watches lawyer TikTok, will take the little bit of pen and just scratch out the portion that we don't want to agree to. Because you can do that with contracts.
As the ink glides across the surface of this contract, you see that the line begins to be written and then retreats back into your pen as if you had not made the mark at all. The paper's not magical, but the ink is.
That is mildly disturbing.
Dispel magic on the pen.
On the
The
contract,
pen disappears.
I was about to say no. There wasn't a pen produced. I thought you just brought out your own pen.
Oh, I will dispel magic on the ink.
You dispel magic on the contract?
Sundell doesn't like to be told no.
As
Clearly.
you cast dispel magic on the contract, it disappears.
Okay. Well,
As Narcissus looks down to you, and was like, "Oh, it was going so well too."
I really don't want to be a servant to a secretary.
My service to my court is mirrored by people who I hire. This is not putting a hand up.
I high five. I'm kidding. Sorry. Here's a thought.
Putting a hand up, not putting a hand on the heart, but putting a hand up and having his other hand laying flat on the table, he looks across your table and says, "You may have my word that you will not be forced to do anything you do not want to do, so long as you are doing this for me."
Then why don't we just help you about the contract?
And you feel the weight of those words like impact you in a way that a lot of the other things that he said have not. And it becomes imprinted in your minds like, oh my god, a Fae has given his word. But, and he pulls out the contract again and places it on the table.
just
I
spell magic.
need you to say. Do you?
Yes,
Mark off a
100%
spell
I
slot.
do.
Mark off a
Yep.
spell slot.
Yeah.
As you place it on the table, it just like fades as soon as it hits the table. Just. I implore you to please just. As he pulls it out, it's in his hand. It's still in his hand.
Yep.
To just consider this collateral.
How much money is there, by the way? Because I've been passively counting it as well.
As you go to
I
count the
rolled
coins,
when
as
he
you go to
dropped
count,
the money. I had rolled to count it.
as you go to count the coins on the table, every time you like point at a coin, it like disappears. You like point and it's like not there anymore. And even if you're keeping count, you get up to about like 125 gold worth of coins on the table, and then the bag just like illusorily fades away.
So it's fake. It's all fake.
The bag was fake, and the coins inside it were fake.
Okay, so
As he
I'm just gonna turn to
takes the
everybody. It's like,
contract
I don't
up.
like this guy.
He then takes the contract up, places it on the table without removing his hand from it, and
Sundial straight
slides
up
it and
will just
slides
like
it.
look at Quinlan and Willow and just be like, I don't like this guy.
And you don't have to.
I feel like this should be his problem, or what are your pronouns? Sorry.
Any.
All right, this bitch's problem. I don't know.
Sundial.
Yes.
Let me
You
know
took
when
the
Mavrin
words
gets back to the table.
Right out of my mouth.
Yeah, Mavrin can come back to the table around this point.
I'm out of line. I don't feel like this person's being 100% honest with us.
Allie's looking for any injuries
Sundial,
on
I'm
Mavrin.
agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misheard you then. My bad.
Spotless.
Great.
Mavrin sits in the chair that's directly across from the elf and puts his boots up on the table.
And where
So you're paying for this, right? Like you're paying for this meal? Because
Are you talking
you've
to
taken
the
our
elf?
time. Yes, I'm talking to the elf.
I got it covered. It's fine. I'm not taking food from the
No,
thing.
wait. He's
As the
taken our
bartender
time
comes
and
back-
he's wasted it.
As the bartender comes back around, it's like, the rounds have already been paid for.
Right, Allie got it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well. Mavrin grabs the contract and
Just
very quickly peruses it.
There's a portion in it that says that we have to like serve them. He's given our word that
yes,
it's
I'm acutely aware. I had a wonderful conversation with Jeffrey a minute ago.
Jeffrey believes.
He's given this bitch has given their word, all right, because they don't have any kind of pronouns. That they're not going to abuse that, but honestly, at this point, I don't trust them. Especially since when I counted the money, it all disappeared, so it's fake.
So, and he looks down at the name of the elf,
Narcissus.
Narcissus. You know, here's the funny thing about contracts and legalese. Forgive me, I'm from Dis, so these things are rather important to a being such as myself.
As one would imagine.
There's always a loophole.
Let me check the thing again.
While you do that, the melody that keeps playing reminds me of Inspector Gadget.
Do 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 do.
Inspector Gadget.
Yeah. Are you looking at the words on the contract itself, Maverick?
Yes.
Make an investigation check.
I'm gonna roll my actual dice for this now.
I give guidance as much as
Beautiful.
yes. Anyone looking at the contract, I'm just giving guidance to them. Like they read better than me. I don't have to read it if everyone else does.
16 plus 6 is...
I always feel like
24.
people that
24? Same thing, like, recompense for helping out with this problem for the Crescent Court will be given in due time when this job is finished. Sylvan clause that you cannot understand, but they have already told you. And the clause at the bottom of the contract, this contract will be nullified either when the job is complete or if Narcissus determines you to not be the right person for the job.
And what was his exact wording on... He said he will not make you do anything that you are not comfortable with?
He said you may have my word that you will not be forced to do anything you do not want to do while you are doing this for me.
What if we just don't want to do the job?
Then you walk away. This was
So-
a random thing I rolled like 2 sessions ago.
Oh, okay, cool.
Is it?
Right?
I thought this was a plot hook. I would not have spent so much
Same.
time on it. I apologize.
No, it is kind of a plot hook because this is an elf. This is a way to get into the Feywild if you want to infiltrate Petal that way. You know, he is very purposefully here. Like, I know it hasn't come up a lot. He is not affiliated with Petal. So you can use his access to the Feywild to sneak in the back door of Petal and see what the fuck is going on if you want to do it that way.
I want to burn down the
However,
front
you
gate.
However,
go through the
you
back
have to
door?
do this thing for him in order to get that. So, it is a twist. It's a twist, you see. Something that you can do, but you do not have to.
I still think he holds a rope. I hold a rope.
Mavrin tosses a quick glance to Quinlan and Willow on... Is this something that they would want to pursue? I guess he's trying to very quickly insight without actually asking. On if this is something that, like, this access to the Feywild would be something that they want.
Very visibly, Quinlan is against this. He is doing everything in his power to not jam his knife through this guy's skull. Because he just does not trust him that much. Like, even Sundial is like, no, this guy is bad news. Like, no offense, Sundial, but like...
What was your investigation check again, Maverick?
24.
24? That last clause uses the word nullified.
Nullify.
When
Yeah,
the
I caught
contract
that.
is completed. So, if you were to sign this contract, what that reads to you, especially being from Dis, as soon as you complete the job, all of the payment that he gives you is just gone.
Yeah.
Like,
Every bit of this.
And
is just
and
kind of-
and we would not be in
but you
service
have not
to
called
him.
him
We
out.
would
But
be
you have not called him out on that specific thing yet.
Not yet.
No one has.
I feel like this guy
So-
actually has no money.
No bitches.
Also,
no money.
it does not say service
Certainly
to
seems that way.
him. It's service to the court.
What is that?
So it's not service to him directly. It's service to the court itself.
Subservience and honesty to the court are not only required, but not only recommended, but required. Yeah.
Yes.
Because they are his boss. Is the vibe that you get from the surrounding words. Like, you're working for me, you're also working for them. Like,
That's also
it
a big
also
loophole.
does not mention anything about any of the other courts. Like,
Yes.
to be fair, on that front as well.
He's also keeping. Does Willow have a thought?
So what court is he from again?
The Crescent Court.
Spring.
Spring,
Yeah.
basically.
So you know what's really funny?
What's really funny?
Willow's also from the Spring Court,
Oh.
but she hasn't been there for a minute
Mm-hmm.
since she went to pedal.
Uh-huh.
So she's just.
Is this something that Willow would like to pursue or no? Or
Right now, no.
Okay.
But what we can do is when we always go to the Feywilds, we can investigate then.
Mavrin, upon getting this vibe from the two Fae that are present, Mavrin grins a little bit and pulls out his own infernal paper and pen, and pushes the contract aside and proceeds to pen his own contract, saying, "This contract that you have presented is currently, in its current state, is unacceptable. Due to the annotation that the contract is nullified upon completion, and also that we are not in service to you, specifically we are in service to the Spring Court, and unfortunately, for a being such as myself, I am already pledged to this. Therefore, I have a counter-proposal," as he very quickly pens in his own contract that's very ironclad. Like, this is something he has done several times.
Sure.
Saying
Most
that,
basic ironclad details, please.
most basic ironclad details, very specifically stating with a specific start date and specific ending circumstances, that the party will investigate this under our own power and machinations.
So now it's just going to be like,
Specified
make
amount.
sure he pays for every bit of transportation and, getting in food.
Annotating a
With
deposit,
compensation.
a deposit to secure our services when we will provide an itemized list of expenses and other dangers to him. And upon completion, under our own power of this and proof that the problem has been solved, we will receive all of the remaining payment will be remitted to us upon that, and therefore completing this contract and ending it at that point.
And you present this to him.
And I present it to him.
Make the fattest persuasion check with disadvantage.
I will give.
You have ever
I will
had.
cancel that out.
Okay, it is a straight roll now. You can't use your feature again. Make the fattest straight roll persuasion check. you have made.
Could I make it advantage
With what?
2 inspo points?
Let's see what they get first.
All right. Well, I'm still casting guidance.
This is also a very, 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 very high DC. I hope you realize.
Don't forget to add a D4. My guidance is D4, right?
I don't have a D4 in front of me. Will you just roll a D4 for me?
Yeah, I got you. I
Sure.
got you.
Although I don't think it's going to matter too much because I rolled a natural 20 plus 8.
Plus another 4.
Oh.
32!
Aim.
So you said that you rolled for this randomly
sorry.
2 sessions ago?
With the guidance, it's 32.
Yes.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. He presents this to you. Or no, you present this to him, sorry.
Exactly.
He apologizes for being a dork. No.
Or apologizes for being locked.
The door apologizes for being locked. You present this contract to him, and he, like, grips this contract with his own 2, like, hands and fingers.
He has 2 fingers?
Yeah, it's weird, right? No. He looks at it, and then you see a look cross his face that says 2 things. This person really knows how to write a contract and is making this heavily weighed in favor of themselves. But the second thing it says the second thing the look says is, damn, I really want this problem fixed, and this looks like it's going to be the best way for it to be fixed. As he looks at it, and he looks at the deposit amount, what was the deposit amount you wrote?
It's something stupid high. Like...
The DC
7K.
The DC would have been harder if it was stupid high. What is the first amount you thought of? The first amount without it being stupid high. What's the first amount you thought of?
See, the problem is
Within
Maverick has no concept of money in this world.
Sundial
he
would have
deals
been
in
like
soul coins. So
Deals in soul coins. The contract
Sundial would
is
have
in
helped you
soul
out by
coins.
making. So, Dippy, can my like nullifying or like making balance be also that I helps not Maverick be like, hey, this is what money is kind of like, you know? And because Sundial has a lot of money, he likes money. He does. It's not greediness. He just picks it up a lot.
It's definitely
Okay.
greediness.
Hold on.
No coin left behind.
he implied he had a small fortune to reward us with.
Yeah.
I
So-
like the idea.
Koina?
I'm gonna roll
What?
3d6s.
Oh, koina means money and means no coin left behind.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that.
It's based off what you said. I just
I know.
completed it.
That Sundial is saying there's no coin left behind.
Can Allie be finishing their set and
All
walk
right.
up during the money discussion?
Pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. That is the number that is the number that this amount of money will start with.
3,
Okay. Do it again.
2.
The amount listed. Oh, I should have done this with D10s if I'm being honest. Hold on. Do I have a lot of D10s somewhere? I'm pretty sure I do.
Did you hear Murphy?
No, I did not. What did they say?
I was just
Murphy.
saying, let me know when my set ends, because I would like to return at some point during the money when he's like looking at the amount.
I feel like they would walk up as Maverick's in the middle of writing this fucking contract.
Oh, here we go. Okay, sorry. Let me do this again. Okay, now pick a number 1, 2, or 3. This is at the
2.
beginning of the process. So, number 1, 2, or 3. 2. Okay. And then 1, 2, or 3.
3.
Okay. No. One more. Okay, 1, 2, or 3.
2.
Okay. The contract that you wrote with a general. You don't understand how money works. What sounds like a high number to you is the. What sounds like a high number to you is a number that is equivalent to about 100 gold per person.
Okay.
As a deposit, and then the rest of the payment. Rest of the payment is something to be determined by Narcissus upon the completion of the job.
Ow.
Given a 32 on a DC 30, those 2 things are the only 2 that I will give you for payment and benefit to the party. Everything else is, we're investigating this on our own. We are not beholden to the Crescent Court or you. But when we are done, you will pay us because we are helping you. Like, those 2 things are what I will give. So, 600 gold deposit, and then something to be determined by Narcissus by the end. To which Narcissus, in his infinitely ignored wisdom, looks at this contract. Yes, Allie.
Can you choose literally any other background music?
It's been going for
I'm
so
sorry,
long.
it's really
Yeah, no,
getting.
sorry.
Yeah, and
I was
the
trying to end my
volume
set
is-
so I could get off of it because it's really
got
getting to my brain right now. Thank you.
But can Allie come back to the table?
Brilliant.
I will say that they are very close to coming back. Considering that this is almost over, we're about to be over anyway. So yeah, you looks at this contract, stares you dead in your eyes, and go and like, and holds it, and he just places it down on the table and lets it go.
Dispel magic. No.
The contract
No, I'm
disappears.
I'm kidding.
You've been waiting for it this whole time.
I have.
Maverick's contract disappears. No.
Well, we all knew Zog was a brat.
Maverick knows how to fix those. It's fine.
Yeah. Actually, if you were to cast
Taylor.
Dispel Magic on this contract, it would go up in flames instead of just disappearing.
Taylor, I have met your husband. You're not allowed to be hot anymore.
What is that supposed to mean? What? Okay, anyway.
It means boundaries have
You
been set
don't-
now. Boundaries.
Zog.
Zog?
One inspiration point to nullify you dispelling Maverick's contract. Please.
I was a bit. I used all mine for the
You've been
fables.
waiting the whole stream for that third bit. And I was gonna let it pay off, but it's on Maverick's contract.
I mean, I have no inspiration points, so if you're gonna make it happen, it happens.
No, you were given 2 more.
No, I
shortly
used
after.
those.
Oh no,
I
those
said,
2 were
hey,
for the
yeah.
8 things. You're right.
I burned one of my inspiration to nullify it.
You know, I was about to say, someone else, just 1 inspiration point from anyone in the party to nullify this.
Dispel magic.
I got it.
Or not dispel magic.
With how many?
Counterspell.
With
Counterspell.
how many? With how many like bits this party does, I'm gonna start turning inspiration points into like bit
money?
like bit money,
Bitcoin.
like yeah, bitcoins.
Hey, it's Bitcoin.
Where you can do a bit, but you have to pay a Bitcoin for the story to continue properly if you do it.
Would it be trash coin?
trash
You
coin?
can You can take my last
It's a pump
inspiration
and
for
dump.
that.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
How dare you try to dispel Maverick's contract?
Okay, so anyway, lays the contract on the table and he pulls out his own pen, a very feathery, quilly pen. Now I will also ask you this one more time. There is nothing in here, in your contract that you have written, that is like a catch or a loophole for him that you initially wrote.
Maverick's gonna do this one pretty straightforward, for the most part. He knows better than to fuck with face shit. So
That's why I'm confirming it. As he like brings his pen to paper, and just like the tip is hovering right over the paper as he reads it one more time, and he's just like,
Maverick, again, that malicious, sardonic smile. Just
as he sees that, he goes, should have known that you were the leader of this operation. As he signs in big elven sylvan letters, Narcissus, Norcissis, with a flourish and a squeeze out of the end of the pen with a daub of ink that he puts on the end of his thumb and places on his own contract, as the contract's words shift like swiftly from your infernal paper to his elven paper. And you watch this process happen as like your handwriting transfers over and the contract terms transfer over and everything, as he now has it in elven paper, which makes it legal for Feywild transactionaries. As he like takes that copy in his hand, shows it to you, and all of the words are written exactly the same, takes it back for himself, rolls it up, puts it in a scroll case, puts it in his coat. What start date did you put on the contract?
the start date would have been.
It is currently, I will remind you, it is currently Octus 10th.
Would Maverick
long-
know the dates at all?
Absolutely not.
it is
He would have put 2 days
At
from
our
this-
leisure.
2 days from the current day.
because he knows the boat needs to be fixed. So he would have given a little bit of leeway of starting.
Actually, no.
to
This is
repair
all
said
taking
boat.
place on the 9th because we were like, oh, you need to pick accommodations for the night. And it's like,
Yep.
huh,
Yeah.
interesting. So this is all. So you said,
He
let's
would
call it
have.
3 days from now because Zog
Yeah.
said the parents would be down in 2. So, so Octus 12th is the effective start date for this contract. As he keeps that, and then he reaches back behind him again, producing a sack of money. It clatters and spills onto the table, and you touch, and the coins are real. These are actual coins. To cover your deposit. And they are real coins. Taking time to count, one member of your party may find that this is exactly 600 gold pieces. Enough for $100 per person as a deposit. And
If I have Mosaic come out and I'm just like, are you hiring my cat as well? Kidding, no. Joking. I played too much with this.
No.
Mavrin takes his copy of the contract and tucks it into his vest and goes, "Pleasure doing business with you." As he then stands up, wraps his arm around Allie's shoulders and goes, "Now I believe I owe you a bottle of wine." As he marches with Allie to the bar.
I'm gonna lean over to Zog.
Allie's like trying to still
think we're
process the whole
sharing
contract and just watch
romance.
happen.
Hold on, 2 people talking at once. What did you say?
I said Allie is just like kind of flustered as they're both trying to understand what just happened with the contract because they weren't sitting right here, and also is like, "Oh, I'm being bought a drink."
And then Quinlan, what did you say?
Just leaning over to Zog quietly. I think we're seeing a budding romance.
Zog downs your drink.
And what was that about?
I'm not. You guys have walked away from the table, right?
Mavrin and Allie have.
Yeah.
As Narcissus kind of stands and is also ready to depart the table to go to his room. The only person sitting in between Narcissus and the edge of the table at this point would be Sundial. Or he could go the other way and try to go through the 2 other people.
I glare at him.
Through Sundial.
So Sundial it is. As he like kind of scooches past you.
Excuse? What?
With grace. And just like...
I just look at him. I'm just like, there's words that you're supposed to use in this situation.
Are you trying to get him to say thank you?
No, I'm trying to get him to say, excuse me.
Oh. As he says, beg pardon. As he,
You have it. And I just
back.
into the couch. As I
And-
just like,
He steps past you, looks at the end of the table and says, I do not have to go hunting for any more willing... do not have to go hunting for any more willing employ. That I am grateful for. I will not, however, say that this was easy. But then again, whatever is. And he turns and he goes towards the stairs to go up to his room. So now, at the table, it is just Zog, Willow, Quinlan, and Sundial.
Willow, you want to go like shopping?
Sure.
Please, dear God,
All right.
no.
We're gonna go shopping. I added my 100 gold, by the way.
As you walk around the thoroughfare, almost all of the stores are closed because it is nearly midnight.
Hey, Willow, you want to go steal stuff?
As you go around the thoroughfare,
No.
No? Okay.
Zog, you were trying to say something before.
Yeah, I look
To
at
Quinlan.
Quinlan, and I'm still not the most thrilled of Maverin's joining us.
Understandable.
And I
There's
know-
something untrustworthy about him.
Well, and like I just don't have the best feeling, because like you came and you told me that it was an accident on Allie's part.
Yes, that is what they told me.
Allie hasn't said a single thing. No, I'm sorry. No, my bad. And on top of that, if I was brought into another fucking world on an accident, you know what the first thing I'm doing is? Going the fuck home.
Fair.
Not sitting right with me, Quinlan.
Well, I do know that Allie is terrified of you. More than any of the rest of us. That much has been expressed. And I do believe that that fear and the sincerity of the accident to be true. They were shuffling their cards and the one fell out.
All
There
right.
might have been something subconscious to it, because as I understand it, most magic has a subconscious aspect.
Okay. I gotta hit a pause on this.
Mhm.
Only because I want to dive into something, but I don't know. Above table, the lie you told Zog was that this is from the deck of many things.
Yeah, as
Not-
far as I know, that's what it was.
That was the original lie.
The original
Oh,
lie,
okay,
The
so-
original lie is that Allie pulled
So-
a card from the deck of many
Yes.
things, and Maverick.
And now Maverin's here. So now you're telling
was there
Zog.
was there a part of Zog's knowledge that was there a part of Zog that had already known that there was a custom card made for Maverin to show up?
No, Zog did not know that.
Zog didn't
But
know that.
immediately, Zog is honing in on the fuck you mean they were shuffling the deck of many things.
I don't think anybody knew that Allie had that card except for Mavrin and themselves.
True. Okay. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it happened, but Allie didn't tell anyone it happened, just slid it
Sure.
into their deck.
sure.
So Allie was
playing with-
shuffling their magical deck of cards.
Yes, as far as I know.
That's
I mean,
just
the deck of many things
irresponsible.
is the only deck that they have that could summon someone. I just put two and two together. Are you thinking a nefarious intent?
Well, if things were to come up in a conversation, because I don't think Allie wants to hear it from me. Or I'll say it, there's even a better way to say it, Quinlan. If I go and look at Allie and say, I thought it was rude that you didn't say shit to me about it, that's not giving Allie the chance to do it themselves. But if I was scared of somebody, the last thing I would want, like sincerely the last thing I would want, is them brewing on it. Is letting it sit and burn a little bit more every time they fucking giggle around the person they brought onto my boat without goddamn permission.
Cue Maverick and Allie
I was about to say,
fucking
clinking
Allie,
glass.
yeah.
Cheesing and
I was about to
partying.
say, Allie, it's
Maverin's pouring.
Yeah. Maverick.
Pouring Maverick glass.
Maverick, yeah, you were pouring Allie a glass. Allie, your ears start to burn with a painful, stinging sensation as these words pour out of Zog's mouth. But you do not hear what Zog says. All you feel is the feeling.
Allie makes a conscious decision to ignore the feeling and continue entertaining Maverick.
All right.
I have a devil or demon sitting at a bar in the overworld. Allie is smart enough to know that to leave them unoccupied.
I guess also Willow, or no, you went with Sundial to go look at all the
Yep.
shops that are closed.
Oh,
Okay.
And Zog,
Yeah.
do you want me to encourage Allie to come and speak to you as soon as possible?
I want Allie to make their own choices. And whatever consequences they end up having, you and I know that was their choices.
True.
Zog is going to walk up, pay for his own 2 drinks that he drank at the bar. And I'm going back to my boat, regardless if it's in water or not, and I'm staying there for the night.
As a third drink is placed before you on the bar, it's like, third round on Cat Lady.
I'm going to appear next to you, grab it, down it myself.
It's a lot nicer than what was about to happen, so I'm glad you did it. That drink
Now
was
let's
about to
get the hell outta here.
slammed between them. Are you coming with me to the boat, or are you staying here?
I'd go with, just so that way there's the buddy system. Everybody's paired off.
Okay.
And, you know, we can't have the captain getting jumped and killed.
That's not gonna happen. I want it known above table right now. Zog made the comment. He's like, we can't stay on the boat. It's not in water. So nobody would be on his fucking boat. He knew damn well he can go sleep on his boat still. So.
And you're intoxicated and angry, and Quinlan is
Not.
at his core a protector, so he's going to keep an eye on you.
As
He would also try and keep an eye on Sundial, but Willow's got that covered.
yeah, as we come to a
Who's
natural-
watching who there?
Yeah, I
A
was
little
about
bit
to
of column A,
say.
a little bit of column B.
So-
We're trusting our children to watch each other.
In a sort of television-esque ending here, I will end it this way with some narration, some basic narration, and then we will begin the next session on the next day as Zog and Quinlan, you both make your way back to the boat. You find it suspended in the air, in dry dock, up on struts, up ready to be repaired, and you take a ladder to the side of the deck, go up onto it, and begin to sleep in it. Zog, you toss and you turn as this resentment builds. Maverick and Allie, you enjoy yourselves. A couple of drinks at the bar, a little bit of chatter, a little bit of banter. You find yourselves sharing a room up in the accommodations provided by Miranda's. One thing may or may not occur. That is up to your subconsciouses to decide. But Allie, you feel your... Shut up. Allie, just... I'm trying not to like...
No, I stopped.
be implicit.
You're good. I was just gonna make a joke that Taylor apparently plays a lot of Fade to Black characters.
You know what? That's very fair. No, yeah. Either way, Allie, you feel your ears burning just ever so slightly as you toss and turn, as guilt seeps quietly into the subconscious.
Cat has a paw raised.
Yeah, they do, and I want to finish off
That's
Sundial
fair.
and Willow really quickly before that reoccurs, but
Go ahead.
because we
There
are
you go.
coming to a long episode here, but Sundial and
It's
Willow,
been a while.
as you traipse through the night looking at all the fun shops with things in their windows and people in their bars and doors, you don't feel resentment for anything. So you find yourselves content and happy.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Like we fucking should, because
But
we're the
Willow-
good characters.
A sensation creeps into the back of your mind that a deal, regardless of how ironclad or in your favor it is, has just been made with a fae. And that sits on your subconscious as you stroll along. You find yourselves making your way back to Miranda's and picking up shared accommodation. As you think about where Zog would have ended up and realize that he probably just got a room. So as feelings fester and the party sleeps through the night, Allie, you had a hand raised. I will allow you
Yeah, I was just
a
gonna
comment
say,
of recompense.
I think that the moment that Mavrin falls asleep, Allie is going to really consider sneaking back to the boat to wake Zog up. Then decides instead to stay up until like right before dawn and head out, just leaving Mavrin behind to go back to the boat because they don't want to wake Zog up in the middle of the night.
This is the last thing that I will play out, and this is where the next session will begin. You wake up, you have been awake all night, twiddling, stirring, finding much less to do with your time. And as the sun just begins to crest over the horizon, you feel that this is your moment. You make your way down the stairs, you see Miranda doing some opening chores for the bar room. They give you a wave, and you give them a wave, and you make your egress. You make your way back to the boat dock, and you see the toad skipper up on struts. Zog, what time do you wake up?
Zog's pretty at peace. He has nobody bother him on his boat. He trusts Quinlan. So he's sleeping in, he's taking the opportunity to sleep in. I don't, but sleeping in for him is
I was
still
about to
like
say,
like
like-
9, 10 o'clock, somewhere in there. You know what I mean?
After about 2 hours of stirring, 2 more hours of stirring, Zog, you wake up, you get onto the deck of your boat, and waiting below on the dockyard is a familiar-looking tabaxi. And we will pick up with that conversation for the next episode of the In-Quy'zz-ition.
Quinlan, go through the back door. I don't want them knowing that we slept together yet.
And on that note, we'll end the episode
Quinlan
there.
just looks like a little poop coming out the back of the fucking truck. Just like poop.
Incredible. So, next time on In-Quy'zz-ition, that shit. And then... and then, more beyond. So, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you sticking around and supporting. Next couple of things that are going to go on, I think we are going to have... Dapper D's on Monday is currently not scheduled, like, I don't have anything planned. That's something that we'll talk about.
Uno.
Yeah, we're gonna do Uno, but we'll talk about what to do after that. And then Tuesday...
Should be dark energy on Tuesday.
We'll try for Dark Energy on Tuesday. And then
Probably
we'll
the
try
final
for-
episode.
Probably, hopefully the final episode of Dark Energy, yes. And then we should also have Moonlit Mist that Thursday as well.
We got a good ANIPOD week. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, we do. So, welcome back. We are happy to have you again. So, just as a final thought, take care of yourselves. Love each other. This was a heavy episode. Heavier than I was anticipating it to be. Check up on each other every once in a while. Because I certainly know I am. And I want to thank you all for playing. You have all been wonderful players as always.
You're a pretty good DM too.
Aw, thanks. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Your adventure matters. And roll for your initiative. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Stick around for a Brett raid. We will be raiding our friend Brett.